Nova, thank you so much for the $100 donation again. He says, hi Amaz, thanks for the review. It's interesting to see how your opinions differ from other streamers like Force and AP Drop. Have a great day. Oh yeah, it's interesting. That's what you guys are looking for, right? But yeah, thank you so much, Night Nova. Once again, a shout out to our friendly Night Nova, man. Alright, so let's start again, okay. So with Warlock 2 mana Frostbolt that doesn't freeze, it's fine. It's interesting because if you have 2 Dark Bombs and now 2 Soulfires, you can actually do a lot of direct damage. But overall, I don't think this card is kind of weak. It doesn't do anything. Like, Wrath is good because it's versatile. Frostbolt is good because it's versatile. Yeah. Slam is good because it draws a card. I'm not really crazy about this card. Oh my god, the Mistress of Pain, okay? Now, that is a card that has a very cool sound effect. Very cool. Wait.
I can ease your pain.
Oh man, that's just a funny sound name. But then it's a 2 mana 1/4. Might be played in demon decks because it sticks around. It's 4. Remember, 4 is good. The effect is not really that crazy. I'm not really too crazy about the effects. It's interesting that if you thought steal Mistress of Pain, and you have Alkanite out and you attack with Mistress of Pain, you kill yourself, right? It's interesting, right? Because you deal 1 damage and then you heal yourself for 1, but it converts to deal 1 damage, right? So then the Mistress of Pain says, oh, I just dealt damage. I'll restore health again to you. But then it changes to deal 1 damage. So you're actually just machine gunning yourself to death if you have Alkanite and Mistress of Pain. So once again, do not thought steal Mistress of Pain and play it when you have freaking Alkanite on the board. Another thing is that this also works when your opponent attacks into it, right? So you also get the heal. But once again, heal in your hero is not that good, right? Like, otherwise people will run Holy Light and Healing Touch in all their decks. So this effect is just a bonus. You're just playing this as a 1/4 body. Alright, next one we have Implosion. The puns are amazing. Or amazing. I really wish that they changed this somehow, you know? I wish they had an inverse effect. So it's like deal 2 damage and summon 4 imps, or deal 4 damage and summon 2 imps. You know, if the damage and the imps were inverse, it would be more interesting. Because right now there is just like a specific case where it's just better. Obviously, you want to deal 4 damage every time, right? So yeah, it's interesting because in a demon deck it's really good, especially with Morganis that we can see later. So I think it's playable. I think it's okay. It's reasonable. It's fine. Fell Cannon is also, it's actually a really good card in a Warlock mech deck because it's a Demolisher that is a Violet Teacher stats, and it also activates at the end of your turn. That's insane. That is insane, right? Reason why Demolisher and Stone Skin Gargoyle sucks is that because they activate at the start of your turn, because you can't really control the effect. Your opponent gets to control the effect. So this is really good. Especially, yeah, just whole mech deck, play this. Snipe some stuff because it's only minions, it's not face. You do not sometimes hit your opponent's face. So this might push Warlock to be a mech deck, but it might take a little bit more. So far it's 1 mana now, so we'll have to. I don't know how that's gonna work, so we'll have to see. Because if so far it was a 0 mana cost, then this is a crazy card, right? Play this Soulfire and then hit it 6 damage, like Drew of the Claw dead, right? Boom. Floating Watcher. Oh my god, now that's like some good artwork. Okay, it's really cute. I just want to hug this guy. 5 mana 4/4. If you tap next turn, it's a 6/6. Don't know really what to think about this. There's not really a lot of things that damage your own hero during your own turn, right? You have Hellfire, you have Life Tap, you have Flame Imp, and that's about it. You're not gonna play Pit Lord. Dread Inferno are fine. You can play Floating Watcher into Dread Inferno and get a lot of value, but the thing is that it stays. I mean, 4 health, it might stay for 1 turn, but I mean, 5 drops are really strong too. Do you really wanna play something that only goes to a 6/6 1 time? Yeah, I'm not really sure. If there was a Warlock card that damaged the Arcane Missiles yourself, this might be insane, but we don't have that, so not really sure. Demon Heart is not the best card, I think. There's a reason that people don't play Demon Fire. The only thing about this card that's a bit better is because Demon Fire is a 5 for 5/5, right? Demon Fire is a 2 for 2/2. So Demon Fire is the card quality is much worse. So if you play 2 Demon Fires, if Demon Fire was a 3 damage, it's a 3/3/3, and you play 2 Demon Fires, 1 Demon Fire is actually better because there's only 1 card, right? Like sometimes you just need to improve your card deck quality, and this accomplishes that. So in the Demon deck, it will see play, but unfortunately, this is just a weaker Blessing of Kings, I guess. You can't really give it to like Mex or something. I'm not really sure about this one. Not too like super excited. And that's all the that is this yeah, this is a Warlock card as well. Anima Golem. It's interesting because you play this with a stealth creature and it's insane. Your opponent AoEs that stealth creature and this guy sucks. So high risk, high reward. I'm sure some people are gonna make it work because if you even hit with this once or something and trade with it once or something, like it's just insane. So I think this one this effect is actually the biggest drawback that's ever printed. You're already paying 6 mana, and if you don't attack with this once, it's just gonna be sucky. So very dangerous card. And I can only imagine this being played with stealth. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, of course, in the final legendary, Morganis. Oh, we have to listen to what Morganis says, right? I mean, kinda. All right, Morganis, what do you say? All right.
I am Morganis. I am eternal.
Okay, it looks like he sounds like a bus just hit him because he's pretty angry. Pretty good. Compare this to like a Stormwind champion that's on steroids, I guess. Unfortunately, you can't play anything along with this. So you play this, and you know, that's that. What's interesting is basically this gives your hero Divine Shield as well, right? This is how I read it because usually in Constructed they might just remove it, and so it soaks 1 attack and your opponent just keeps on. Or soaks 1 removal and your opponent keeps on going face if they're rushing you down. But I think it's a really good card. Like even with that, like that's just the worst case scenario, right? The worst case scenario is that I give this the D, I attack your face. Or the worst case scenario, you play this like just naked Morganis. Morganis doesn't like to be naked, you know. He likes, you know, parties. Like 3 creatures, 4 creatures, the more the merrier, you know. So yeah, mostly play in a Warlock deck. Don't think this will buff Lord Jaraxxus, right? Don't think so. I don't think it will buff Lord Jaraxxus. In the summon form. Like, obviously it doesn't buff the weapon, because it doesn't say your other weapons and your demon weapon has +2/+2, right? So obviously it doesn't buff the weapon, but it's interesting because we know that if you Repentance a Lord Jaraxxus, it starts at 1 health, right? So if you play Lord Jaraxxus with Morganis, do you start with 17 health? I'm not really sure. I don't think so, though. I really don't think so. I'm sure people will try that out. But yeah, this is a good card. So overall, the Warlock class, the best card will probably be the it's either the Fellow Cannon or the Implosion, because the Implosion makes demon decks actually work. You have a lot of tokens, yeah. And of course Morganis. So those are the best cards. Moving right on to the Hunter. 2 mana, 2/2 weapon. So it's like a Stormforge Axe that's lost 1 durability, and it gives a friendly minion 1 attack. I don't like this card. It's really hard to utilize this properly, right? It's because you have to. The best case scenario I can see this happening is you have a 2/3, your opponent has a 3. Your opponent also has a 2/3. You play this, and then you trade the 2/3. You trade your 3/3 with the 2/3, and you hit something. I'm not really a big fan of this thing. It's just because it doesn't have 3 attack, you know. Like 2 is really weak. I don't like 2. Although the new GvG cards, a lot of creatures do have 2 health, so I'm not really sure. Can't really tell right now. But right now, I'm pretty sure that I would not play this card. If this card was in the game already, right now, I wouldn't play this card. No, I wouldn't play this card. Talk about another high risk, high reward card. Call Pet. You draw a card, and it's a beast. You cost 4 less. So Call Pet turn 2, turn 3 of Gazrilla. But then if you draw like something else, like a weapon, you call a spell, and then you're really sad because you're a hunter and you deserve it. No, I'm just joking. Like, this is a very high risk, high reward card. I don't see this played in a very consistent deck. And sometimes in tournaments, you don't need to play consistent decks. You can play like high risk, high reward deck. You know? It's fine. Like, consistency is not a problem sometimes. That's why Harrison Jones is a card. Harrison Jones is anything but consistent, okay? But when it does work, it's blowout. I'm not really sure if this card wards a blowout, but it is the same as Flare, because Flare got nerfed to 2 mana. So you can either play Flare now, or you can play Call Pet. There you go. So every time you play against a player with no secrets or stealth, you play Flare, you wish it was Call Pet instead, right? So that's basically how it is. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to play that card. Steam Widow Sniper! You can actually snipe the minions now, much like a priest with Arcanine. Pretty cool. 2 mana means that, you know, you can weave it in at turn 4. However, once again, if you're playing this and at turn 4 and you're pinging something, you might as well have played the 4-drop, right? Kind of. Not really. So you really need to get a lot of mileage out of this power to warrant this. Although you can play at turn 2, so that's the plus. So you either play this at turn 2, or you play at turn 4, it's not that good. Or you play it really, really far off, and it's really bad. Because the Hunter Hero Power is designed to hit your opponent, right? You want to kill your opponent before they kill you with, like, big stuff and overwhelm you, right? That's why this is an epic, by the way. Like, it's not really... It's really niche in its use. It's really, really hard to use this correctly. The best case scenario, I think, is just to play this on turn 2. And you have an option to ping, but you can't develop, so... Yeah. Also, this one might be pretty insane. This one might be pretty insane. Death Rattle Hunter might be a thing. Well, I mean, not the Death Rattle Undertaker Hunter, like the Death Rattle Control Hunter with like 2 mana Sylvanas, 2 mana summon a 4/4 from an egg, 2 mana summon 2 hyenas. It's better than Reincarnate for sure, but at the same time, people don't run Reincarnate right now, right? Because it's really hard to use correctly. So Feint Death, the only good part about this is it can blow up your opponent. It's definitely a win more card. If you trigger this on 2 creatures, insane. Insane, brutal. 2 creatures and you just won the game. 1 creature, it's worth the cost, and then if you have no creature, it's just stuck in your hand. So yeah, you just have to balance it. Like, it's like a priest, right? Control Hunter is like a control priest, where you can't heal yourself. So it's kind of dangerous too. So that's why they have this card that's a bit stronger. Because, yeah, they can't heal their own minions. If you play Control Hunter, you're already risking a lot more. Because your hero power sucks. So, I think this is fine. Military Leaper, 3/3/3. If you have a lot of mechs, they get a lot of attack, but it's not health. So, yeah, kind of aggressive. That's fine. Fits the Hunter theme. You might see a mech deck that's really aggressive, and you play this card, and you just go for the face, because Hunter goes for the face. So, I think this is fine. Interestingly enough, it's the 3 mana beast that actually is kind of normal, right? We have, like, abnormal beasts like Mukla. We have the Gorilla that nobody plays, so reasonable. Worst card in set. Okay, next card. No, I'm just... But yeah, like, why would you play this card, right? It's a multi-shot that doesn't target minions, and... What are you doing for life? Like... Oh my god. If this costs 4, I wouldn't even play it. Like... If it just costs 4, it would play... Like, it's... Like, how do I put this? It's a Sinister Strike plus a Dark Bomb, okay? Like, yeah, Dark Bomb. Or like a Wrath, right? You're overpaying 2 more mana for 1 card. That's not right. That's not right. Don't play this card. I mean, the art doesn't even look good, so it's a pass for me. King of Beasts, at first glance, it looks really good, but then at closer inspection, it's actually not that good. Because if you have 1 beast up in your field, it's a Fen Creeper, and there's a reason why Fen Creeper isn't played, because it sucks. If you have 2 beasts, it's just a Drew of the Claw, and you need 2 beasts. Alright, the requirement is too much for its effect. Don't like it. But then Hunters are already pretty OP, right? So they don't need better cards. So there you go. Not big fan of this card. So that's a pass. And I think this card is actually really good. Like the effect sometimes is not that important, but because it's not 8 and because it's 7, it comes out 1 turn earlier. It's quite okay. I don't mind this. And of course, it's a win condition from nowhere. You could just Arcane Shot your Gazrilla. You can use Pyromancer. You know, to be honest, Pyromancer has been used in Control Hunter decks since the earliest days. because you Pyromancer, Hunter's Mark, and you kill something immediately. So if you play this, you play Pyromancer, you might get something crazy. Because if you hit this 2 times, you win, right? Your first attack, it goes to 12. Second attack goes to 24. 24 damage to the face. Boom. Done. Game over. Alright, and that's all the Hunter cards. So the best Hunter cards here are Feign Death and Gazrilla. The other cards are not that exciting. Right? Good. Onwards to the Warriors. A 1 for 1/3 that enrages to attack. It's fine. It's pretty over budgeted, but at the same time, it's just a 1/3 that has no outside effects. The reason why Cleric is strong because it's draw cards. The reason why Mana Worm is strong because it grows itself without doing anything to it. So this is actually the weakest 1-drop if you compare all those 3. But at least Warriors have a 1-drop now. So what can you do? Fuerte! Fuerte! Thank you so much for the sub. Welcome to the team. You might... I really don't see this being played in Constructed. It's just too slow, right? And the effect is not board changing. So, yeah. Ogre War Maul! Why would you play this card when you have Death Spite and you have War Axe, you know? It's like, not that good. I don't like this. Especially 3-drop with Control Warriors is Acolyte. And even 3-drops for like a normal warrior is like Frauding Berserker. There's much better 3-drops than this. No, I don't like this. Especially because you want to remove minions with your weapons, right? So if you attack a minion with your weapon and you miss, then you just ate dessert for breakfast, and that's not happy times. Very good card here. Very good card. If your opponent only has 1 minion and nothing is around, it's a Deadly Shot. If your opponent has 2 creatures, it's a Deadly Shot plus collateral damage. So it just gets exponentially better. Not only that, you have cards like Armorsmith, Frauding Berserker, stuff like that. That makes this really, really good. I don't know what happens, and you have 2... Well, you have 2 Armorsmiths, 1 Frauding Berserker, and you play this card, you can just go take a nap, wake up at 2015, and can continue playing your Hearthstone game, because it's just going to take a million hours for the animations at this current build, okay? Maybe they speed up animations, but at this current build, this is just going to take forever. But a good card. I like this. Very good removal. And to talk about the like Warriors have very good removal spells here. Oh, this kind of stop us, okay. The Screwjack Lunker. Not a big fan of this card. It's a 4/7 for 4 in a sense, right? Because it does give +2/+2, right? Like, it's not Death Rattle. Death Rattles cannot be evaluated as just add the stats in. It's good if you can use the effect. That's really good. But otherwise, do you really want a 2-attack 5 health minion when you're facing against stuff like Yetis, Violet Teachers, and stuff like that? Yes, if the +2/+2 trades for something immediately, that would be good, right? Would be good. So might see play, might not see play. Quite hard to use because it's like a Houndmaster. Yeah, I compare this to like a Houndmaster. So yeah, Houndmaster is already pretty hard to use correctly. So yeah, but if you can use Houndmaster correctly, you just win, right? So same card, same thing, same idea with that. Siege Engine is a really good card. 5 for 5/5. It's a stable minion. It's like a Lothab, right? And then it might just gain a little bit of more packing punch, especially if you're trading up. Especially with like Drift of Claws, you know, stuff that 6 health minions are quite abound. So okay, like not bad, not bad. You have an option for doing this, and you don't have to do this. So that's why it's good. Options are always good. So good card. Shield Maiden is also a very good card. Because if you compare it to Guardian of Kings, it is insane. You pay 1 less mana. And you pay 1 less mana for something that always works. Sure, it's 1 less health, right? But, jeez. Sure, it's 1 less armor, right? 1 less healing or whatever, right? But it's insane. You will never want to touch Guardian of Kings after you see this girl. Just gotta like the girls. Very nice card. Of course, Iron Juggernaut is one of the top cards, if not one of the most OP cards in the game. It makes Control Warrior just insane, right? It's just insane. Because by itself, it's already a very good good minion, right? It has 5 health, so it passes the... Okay, we're gonna call this the Amaz Litmus Test, okay? The Amaz Litmus Test. Remember, guys, okay? The Amaz Litmus Test means if it's 3 health or under, it's weak. If it has 4 health, it's medium. And if it's 5 health or above, it's strong. So this passes the Amaz Litmus Test. So because of this, and because the effect is insane, this is an insane card. Like, it's another win condition. You play this, you play Garrosh. You basically, obviously the best thing that can happen is you play Alexstrasza. You play this, and then you play Alexstrasza before they draw the mine, and then you just win to die. Yeah, so insane. Although it's good to note that when you draw the mine, like if you're the opponent, you draw the mine, you get to draw another card. So it doesn't actually screw up your card draw, but still, quite insane. Another removal for warriors. It seems like warriors are the king of removals now. You get another destroy minion. If you have a damage rate, it costs 3 less, so it's a 3-mana assassinate. So now warriors have shield slam, execute, crush, bouncing blade. They are not gonna. You're not gonna play a warrior deck that has 8 removals, right? I don't think so. And maybe there's a fatigue warrior deck. Ah, that's just gonna be so gross. A fatigue warrior deck. Yeah, if you have that, then sure you play all 8 removals. But in a sense, you're gonna be picking and choosing what removals you have. So you don't have to. All warriors do not have to run double execute, double shield slam now. They can do like a mix of those. Because running 8 removals is just really bad. So actually, this is fine. I like this because it diversifies the warrior decks, at least it tries to, you know. So I appreciate this card, and that's that. So the best cards here are actually Crush is really strong. I think like you just need a damage minion. It's not that hard to achieve this, especially with all the high health creatures in GvG. So Crush is good. Iron Juggernaut is insane. Shield Maiden is good. Bouncing Blade is good to insane. And yep, that's it. So those are. So Warrior got pretty good. Warrior did pretty good in GvG. Got some love. Now let's do the Paladin. The class that is introduced in GvG, guys, is a new class. So make sure you play it. It's quite strong. I mean, if Paladin was released before GvG, I'm pretty sure that nobody would play it in Constructed. So it's just good that GvG releases this new class. So you have the Shielded Mini-Bot, which is a 2/2 device. That's actually really good. This is actually really good. Chase with 3/2s really, really well. Because pretend if you're trading for a 3/2, this is a 2/5. Okay? It's insane. 2 mana 2/5, it's insane. So, yeah. I play this. Play this. It's a mech as well. Buff it at turn 3. Boom. Very nice. Play this card. You compare this to Aryan Protector. So big a difference. So big a difference. Sea of Light is just a normal card. You restore health and you just hit something. It's like a mini True Silver, I guess. Not much to say about this, although it's like not that good. It's like a claw that's overcosted, so I wouldn't play this card. Like a smite that's overcosted, so I wouldn't play this card. Yeah, that's all that there is to say about that one. Scarlet Purifier. Okay, pretty good. Deal 2 damage to all minions of Death Rattle. Unfortunately, all Death Rattle minions do not die to the 2 damage. He looks pretty scary. Oh my god. But yeah, you're just basically peppering them. You're not killing anything outright. So in that case, it's not that good. But because his stats are quite high already, you have to do this. One good thing to note is that you could pop your eggs. So turn 1 coin egg, turn 2 coin egg, turn 3 this. GG. Thanks for playing. Pretty good. But other than that, could see play in Constructed just for that specific reason. Don't think in Arena it's fine. It's a good body anyways. But in just a basic Paladin deck, you're not gonna tech this card into Sue, for example, right? You're not gonna do that. That's just stupid. Don't do that. Okay. It's actually a pretty good card. It's actually a pretty good card. 3 1/1s is already worth the 3, and you get the bonus weapon. So if you can use the weapon correctly, then good for you. If you can't use the weapon correctly, then it's just a vanilla card. It's okay. Like, it's okay. You might see some weird stuff with like Knife Juggler turn 2, Muster for Battle turn 3. Whatever the Knife Juggler doesn't hit, they just hit it with your own weapon. But then it's really slow for aggro, so it's mid-range. Not really sure what this card is, but it's okay. Like, on paper, it's good. But in actual playing card, it's might not be that good. Because like it needs a lot of requirements to be good too. So yeah, Mustard for hot dog. It's mustard. Mustard. No. Alright. Coghammer though, it's insane! Alright, the Coghammer is insane. It's basically a better Stoneforge Axe. So you pay the mana now, and you get Divine Shield and Taunt as well. Which is insane. Very, very good, right? You play Stormforged Axe and it's a free, what's his face? Divine Protection, right? Hana Protection, sorry. Hana Protection. So, yeah. It's okay. I like this. It's taunt. Stop some aggros. Divine Shield and taunt is a really good combo. It's a really good combo. Unfortunately, the Enerotron is 1 attack, so if you put this on something that has like 3 attack, pretty good. Don't really know what to think about this card because there's 3 health. If you play this and a 1-drop, then you get a 6/3 Divine Shield. It's pretty strong. If you only play this as a 5-drop, it's pretty weak because it doesn't pass the Amaz litmus test. Yeah, although it does smack things quite a bit. Interesting note to do here is that if you play this in turn 5, you plays a Drill the Claw, yeah? You can play a mech, kill the Drill the Claw with a Divine Shield, play another mech, and gain another Divine Shield. So this is one of the only cards that has double Divine Shield in that kind of sense, right? So you might be able to abuse it a lot, but with the Amaz litmus test not being passed, I'm not really a big fan of this card. The Quartermaster, you need him to hire him for pizza because, you know, you need to slice your pizzas into quarters. But this is a very good card. It has 5 health, right? So it's a 4/7 it's a Fugan basically that that requires only you to have a hero power. You play this with mustard. Oh my god, you just put some quarter mustard on your hot dog. Oh, you can just win the arena right there. It's insane. Like if you play this with a mustard for battle, turn 3, and then you coin this out. Insane. And then turn 5 you play another one. Insane again. Could be pretty insane. So there you go. It's a good card. I like this. I would never play this card. I would never play this card. Never. So why would I never play this card? Because 1, it requires you to keep you in your mulligan. And I don't like that. Oh, whoops, that's pretty fast. And at the same time, if it gets like, we already confirmed it can, if it gets like sapped or whatnot, it just gets reset. Does it get silenced? Like, I'm not really sure. I heard 2 different sources saying that it can't get silenced. And another source says if it gets silenced, it gets to 1 attack. But either way, it's just bad. Like, I don't like this card. Like, it's actually quite depressing that Paladin just got owned for this. Yeah, shame. So that's all. So the best cards here are Quartermaster, Cog Hammer, Muster for Battle, just because there's Quartermaster, Square Prevent, okay, and Shield and Minibot. This is actually the best card in the Paladin release. It's actually quite funny. But yeah, love the Shield and Minibot. Okay. Next up, we have the Shamans. This card is insane. It's a better Dust Devil, right? Like, why would you ever play Dust Devil anymore? Because it's 2 health, it's really strong. You might be actually, if you play this in turn 2 and your opponent can't deal with it, you already have 6 damage. You already fireballed your opponent, right? Because technically speaking, you don't want to trade this. Your opponent is going to trade this anyways. Like, you're not going to hit the face and then trade. That's just silly, right? You're just going to hit the face 2 times and let your opponent trade. And then get your opponent low enough so you can just Doomhammer them down or something. So, very nice card. If your opponent can't deal with it, they have to deal with it immediately. No, this card is just face palming. You know, like, this card is, you have to run this card. Because this card is just insanity. This damage is insane. 3, okay, fine, it sucks. You'd rather play Lightning Bolt, but you're just paying 1 more mana. 4 is fair, and 5 and 6 is just insane. So you have a chance of being insane, and 4 is just normal. So 75% of the time, I mean, it's just insane. So, yep. And because you have to play this card, that's why I don't like it. Because a lot of things depend on RNG. You know? Like, these cards I don't like. Like, for example, Ragnaros or like Thoughtsteal, like stuff like that. Those RNG effects are fine. Because you have to play around them too, right? You need to set them up. You need to do like risk versus reward. This one is just, you just play it, you know, and just hope. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like this card, but it's a good card. So, very rare that there's a good card, but I don't like it. This card is also quite interesting. Shamans have a heal now, I guess. You get the 4 health instantly, which is cute. And you can always use tokens on the board, right? Shamans use Argus, Shamans use Flame Tongue. Not really sure. Like, is this worth a spot in my deck? might not be worth a spot in my deck. If anytime you want to stabilize as shaman because of like, you know, burst damage, then you would play this card. For example, like a zoo or something. You know, after you stabilize, you still need more health because you're gonna die to the random soulfire or the random abusive out of nowhere thing. So, not too excited about this card. This is crazy. This is insane. You kill 2 minions. It's an Eagle Horn Bow, right? You kill 2 minions, and after you hit the second time, you activate it, right? So for example, you can like, you play this on turn 3, you hit something, and then turn 4 you play a mech and you hit something else. Boom. Insane. Free Demon Fire. Yep. This is a good card, and it looks good too. So there you go. That's bonus, right? If the art is good and the effect is good, then you can play it because your eyes will not get, you know, get bored. So, not bad. This card, however, sucks. It only barely passes the Amaz litmus test. It's like in the middle. But unfortunately, because it has to attack 2 times, it's really rough. And you're overpaying for this too. You're paying 5 mana. 5 mana for a 5/4, so it's like a Harrison. Yeah, not a big fan of this card. Although it can win you games, why don't you just play the 2 mana creature instead? And you can target it. You really don't want to target the wrong enemy with Inferior, I think. So, not a big fan of this card. This card might spawn a lot of very weird shenanigans. That's what, see, it's the same theme, yeah? Epic cards are very, very niche. Yeah? Legendaries cards are just awesome, right? Because they do crazy effects. Epics are niche, and rares are just good in arena. So, yeah, people might, I'm pretty sure that people are gonna play a Shaman deck filled with just legendaries and play Ancestor's Call. Yeah, good for you. But, I mean, when it first came out, I thought this was a good card, but upon further inspection, there's actually a very limited amount of things that could happen really good. Like, you could force something out that has a battle cry. For example, if you force out a Miracle Rose Leroy, if they play Leroy again, I don't know why would they play Leroy again, but if you force the Leroy out, if you force the Alexstrasza out, if you force the Druid of the Claw out or something like that, that's really good. Right down to it, you need to be able to activate this first, right? So, quite harsh. And it's a very, very bad card value. Because you play this, sure, it puts up your Zera, but you lose a card. You lose an extra card, so that's dangerous. Very dangerous card. That's cute. You're overpaying for this card. You need Murlocs on the field so that it's kind of like a Cult Master. You pay more for this Cult Master as well. It's kind of mirrored, so it will be very funny in Murloc mirror shenanigans. But otherwise, this is not a very good card. It's the most expensive Murloc right now. Doesn't live up to its effect, I think. Like, Murloc decks, you're going to kill your opponent before you draw cards anyways. If you're drawing cards as a Murloc and you don't have anything on the board, like, you're screwed anyways, right? So, and you want to keep your Murlocs healthy too, so, like with Healing Totem and whatnot. Don't like that. So, that also means that I do not really like this legendary. Like, sure, you're adding 4 cards, resources once again, card draws are really good, but you're paying 10 mana for this card. Like, what are you doing with your life? I mean, imagine this card without Overload. If this card has no Overload, that would be insane. Because you can just play this when you're top decking and you immediately get back on the board. But remember, Murlocs are very, very specific in their effects, right? Like, if you do not get the buff creature, like a buff Murloc, then Murlocs suck. That's why they have to suck. Because you can buff them up so well with, like, the War Leader, the Seer, you know? That's why Murlocs have to have less base stats. And because, yeah, we see the Murloc with 3/2 that doesn't have any text, right? That's exactly why. So, kind of sad that, Shaman got the Murloc, the Lolo love. I love Lolos, I love Billy, don't get me wrong, but not playable, I think. It's quite sad. If this was a Murloc, then maybe... No, I'm just joking, it's not.